This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Shanta. Shanta is an entertainer, but she also loves to be entertained, which is why she has Flow TV brought to her through Flow's 100% fiber to the home network. It's great for busy Shanta because she can control the time she watches her favorite shows, play back from the start in case she missed it, or even record with cloud video recording. And with her Flow services bundle, enjoys much more for much less. Visit any Flow retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
This is a Barbados Today evening news update for Tuesday, May 3rd. Thank you for joining us. I am Mary-Claire Williams. Opposition leader Mia Mottley today charged that Barbadians are worse off than they were in 2008 when the Barbados Labour Party demitted office. Mottley was addressing Parliament as she formally tabled her third no-confidence motion in the ruling Democratic Labour Party government. The 5-page motion now has to be formally debated in the lower house. Mottley accused the Frundle-Stewart administration of poor handling of the economy, including the failure of the overall fiscal strategy. She says this was highlighted by the country's worsening debt and declining foreign reserves. In other news, 3 new medical schools are expected to be set up in Barbados soon. Education Minister Ronald Jones made the announcement in Parliament today during debate on the Caribbean Accreditation Authority Education in Medication and Other Professions Bill. The Queen's University Medical School of Barbados, the International School of Medicine of Barbados, and the Washington School of Medicine of Barbados will join the American University of Barbados operating here.
So we're trying to keep in the region those who would have gone to Holborn, the University of London, you name it. These various universities, but they through the offshore or the by distance method, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. Offshore education, distance education, all of that is part of the hybrid solutions which are being brought to education in the world. You don't have to disrupt your life to study. Only thing you have to be is disciplined. You have to be disciplined in order to study.
And staying on the issue of health, MP for Christchurch West, Dr. Maria Agard, told the House that the closure of the St. Joseph Hospital more than 20 years ago was a travesty. The St. Peter-based medical institution today lies in ruins. Dr. Agard told Parliament this afternoon that the facility could have played a major role in the island's push towards medical tourism.
Its closure, I consider to be a travesty. I don't even know who to blame for that. But let me just say, sir, that I feel that we have dropped the ball in allowing the St. Joseph Hospital not only to be closed, but to run into ruin. If you have had the opportunity to drive to St. Peter, 1.25 miles, and to traverse that property, it is one of the most, it was one of the most aesthetic and serene properties in this country. And we could have used the St. Joseph Hospital to advance our interest in medical tourism, and we failed to do it. So we speak very glibly about medical tourism and how we want to introduce it to this country and how it can do so much for Barbados. And we had it in our hands, on our fingertips, and we dropped the ball.
Meanwhile, Housing Minister Dennis Kelman also criticized the Barbados Labour Party for the hospital's closure.
They were able to close it down, but as the government's landlord, I am now looking to see how I can correct that. And I think that not only can it be a good private hospital again, but it can also be a good teaching private hospital. And I am hoping that the honourable member for St. James North, saying that it's pretty close to his constituency, that he will help me in finding a good person or good entity to open that institution that his party would have closed in the north of Barbados, and that has deprived many persons, not only of the educational opportunities, not only of the economic opportunities, but also of the possibilities of getting work in the north of the island Because an institution like an hospital in the green area can create real economic growth in the country.
A 56-year-old Barbadian and a 38-year-old Vincentian have been remanded to prison until May 30th after appearing in court today on 4 drugs charges. Wayne Alfonso Holder of Mission Gap, Brisbane Hill, and Sidney Dolson Cordes of St. Vincent were charged with trafficking, possession with intent to supply, and importation of cannabis. They were arrested and charged following the seizure of 352 kilos of the drug off the North Coast, valued at $1.5 million on Sunday. The prosecution objected to bail on the grounds that Cordes is a non-national, has no status, and his entry to Barbados was unlawful. He was before the same court on similar charges in 2013. At the time, he was caught at sea with 138.6 kilos of cannabis. Authorities are still searching for a third man in connection with the seizure. Lawmen say the vessel on which they were traveling has sunk. In sports, West Indies have dropped 11 points on the ICC Test team rankings and are in danger of replacing Bangladesh at the bottom of the table. According to the latest standings released by the ICC today, Bangladesh now trail the Caribbean side by 8 points. The Windies have retained their position but have dropped from 79 to 65 points. The gap between them and 9th-ranked Bangladesh has been slashed from 29 points to 8 points. Meanwhile, Australia have opened a 6-point gap over India at the top of the table.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Your first friend, your first love, your first teacher. Show your appreciation for the first lady in your life. Send a photo of you and your mother to We Love You Mom at barbadostoday.bb to be featured in our special Mother's Day photo album and for a chance to win some exciting prizes.
To Mom with love.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter, that's the move for me. Stability, prosperity, we're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
In news from the region, Jamaica's Police Commissioner Dr. Carl Williams says authorities will step up security in crime hotspots. His announcement comes on the heels of the murder of 2 American missionaries. Williams told the media that authorities are speaking with the military to get additional soldiers out in the field in order to reduce opportunities for violent crimes. Meanwhile, detectives investigating the missionaries' murder are yet to determine how they died. And finally, members of the press in Egypt are calling for the sacking of the Interior Minister after the arrest of 2 more journalists. Their detention is seen as an escalating crackdown on the media and free speech. We get the details in this BBC report.
In a police state, there's no room for dissent. That's certainly how it looks in Egypt these days. Try to protest and you can be quickly detained. Try to tell both sides of the story and you're also at risk. Inside the headquarters of the Journalists' Union, there's a sense of being under siege. 2 reporters were arrested right here on Sunday after police stormed the building for the first time in its 75-year history. The slogan on the banner is "Journalism is not a crime," but to the authorities here, a pen can be a weapon.
Unfortunately, the message that's being given to us, not just journalists, but all those who want to defend freedoms in Egypt, is that you're not allowed to do this anymore. We can arrest you, we can make charges against you, and of course that's not the direction that we wanted at all when we had our great revolution 5 years ago.
Among journalists here, there is a mood of defiance, but also of anxiety, with good reason. Recent days have shown they're not safe even here in their own headquarters. Press freedom campaigners say the situation has never been worse. According to the Committee to Protect Journalists, Egypt is now second only to China in putting reporters behind bars.
That's the news. Remember, there's more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're on Izumi Media in bus terminals and screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Or you could tune in to Channel 99 on Flow TV or Mix 96.9 FM for more news and sports. I am Mary Claire Williams. Good evening.